BOKA, and I'm a London-based artist, costume designer. Me, as a refugee myself, everything I do, it comes from a place where I'm missing home, I'm lost. I feel like I don't belong anywhere. I do live here, but at the same time, stateless. I'm Kurdish, but I lived in northern Syria my whole life, and I moved here when I was 16. Never felt home anywhere, even back home, because I was forced to speak Arabic, not to practice my language, not even to speak my language in school. So I was born somewhere that wasn't my home. I'm planning to launch my first fashion show in June, and it's touching on Kurdish and queer people in general. We're selecting the models, and we're making the garments based from those their experiences with war and with being a refugee.
We're basically an integration project called Welcome Cinema and Kitchen. It's a monthly event, and the night starts with a supper-style dinner, which is cooked by our amazing refugee chefs. We then screen a film, and then we have a Q&A panel. 50% of our attendees are refugees and asylum seekers. The tickets are free for them, and the other 50% is the British public, local businesses, just to try to encourage people to kind of get into a space together and just have a conversation.
But it's very relaxed, it's about everyone enjoying themselves, and it's about it being a level kind of
field.
Field. So it's not refugees, migrants and volunteers. It's about everyone at the same level coming to enjoy an evening out, basically.
Without the label on the side, and then asking them, oh, what's your story?
I'm a refugee myself, so I never had a chance to get into business before because I was struggling with my visa. I was trying to get my paperwork sorted out. In 2015, I got my refugee status, and then I thought that, okay, why not, let's go for it. There is this organization Turn, they support refugees into entrepreneurship, all the basics about the business, how to start business. So I had already had this idea of a coffee shop of my own, but then with the help of Turn, I was able to develop a business around that idea. So I wanted to create a space as well where people from different communities, they can come, they can interact with each other, and I keep the pricing very reasonable, so anyone and everyone can enjoy a nice cup of coffee.
So we get involved in specific projects. So one recent one that we've been involved in setting up has been on stand-up comedy. That's called No Direction Home. So it's a group of aspiring stand-ups from refugee and migrant backgrounds, forming a collective. You really do find that people can perform to a really good level, just talking about themselves and their experiences. And when you have a diverse group of people together, people from all different kind of countries, different kind of backgrounds, audiences are really interested to hear what they have to say. I think it's a huge boost for self-confidence.
So the organisation trains grassroots organisations and volunteers in how to document human rights violations using photo and video, but also how to take testimony. And then we also have a part of the project which works with people who are themselves displaced and works with them so they can directly record what it is that they're experiencing. So it's about connecting the network and building a body of evidence that accurately illustrates that these violations are taking place and the scale at which they are, and then using that information and that evidence to mount legal challenges for those responsible.
One of the main things that we've been working on over the past few years is supporting refugee children who are in refugee camps, for example in Calais or in Greece, who have family members in the UK. And we actually provide direct legal support and casework for those children to help them be reunited with their family members here in the UK. The government have indicated that they are still committed to continuing family reunion for child refugees after Brexit. However, we need to really hold them to account on that now that they have voted to remove it from the EU withdrawal bill.
What we've been arguing all along is there should be legal paths to safety. The other routes are dangerous, children get killed on them, so we want that. But it's also shocking in what it says about what sort of country we are, that we're closing our door on child-family reunion. What could be more humanitarian than children joining their families? If public opinion is strong enough, I think we can push the government quite hard on this. I'm hoping we can anyway.